Hey, Darius, if you're able to come back this weekend, how does that lift the defense? What do you bring that they don't have otherwise?
I'm not gonna say that I would, if I do play, what I would bring that they wouldn't have. Me, man, I just try to bring that leadership role, that contagious energy through the good and the bad. A lot of people get down on bad plays, but that's when you gotta dig deep. You gotta be that leader out there to say, okay, you know what, they made a play. It is what it is. We always talk about bending but don't break. So as long as the ball on the 1 yard line, and our mind says we got to say, you know what, we're gonna stop them 4 times in a row. We're gonna kick a field goal and let's block it.
Mike Chappell.
So, Darius, is there a question you played Sunday or not?
We shall see.
How do you feel? I mean, you've been doing quite a bit, it seems, with the trainers on the side, and now you're back practicing. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm getting better each day. Just taking it day by day, trying to be smart. Just kind of making sure that we cross every T, dot every I. So just making sure we take every precaution that we got to take, and hopefully when Sunday comes, hopefully I'll be out there.
Quick follow-up. You're such an energetic, I don't want to say hyper, but you got so much energy. Where do you funnel that when you don't play on Sunday?
I think I express it just as much of seeing my teammates out there as having that same energy, because there's nothing more impressive or nothing that makes you feel better to see your guys go out there and make plays. And a lot of people in this league, I feel like when they're not playing, it's more so like, oh, this guy in my spot, you got the opportunity to take my spot. But with me, it is what it is. I'm there. I'm a cheer for everyone, every last teammate that I have, and that always been my mindset. If I'm standing on the sideline or if I'm in the game, I'm gonna be the biggest cheerleader no matter what.
Kevin Bowen.
Darius, what do you need to see or I guess maybe feel in practice for you to know I trust the groin, I'm ready to go on Sunday?
Just it's all about being you. You don't want to go out there and not you. I just feel like it'd be a disservice if I go out there and I'm not what I need to be for this team. So that's all it is. Just making sure that you're confident in yourself and you be there just to make plays for your teammates.
Stephen Holder.
Darius, I know you didn't play in those last couple of games, but it was so weird to see the defense maybe not start well, but then play so great in the second half. Just as an observer, what do you think was the difference?
I know. Thinking back to the last game, I honestly felt like we came out flat. Just caught them up on the sideline. Just me standing on the sideline. It was more so, there was no energy out there. It was, everything was just flat. I remember, that ball was on the maybe 1 yard line at the end of the first quarter, maybe, and I just seeing the defense taking the walk down to the opposite side of the field with, no energy, a little bit of heads down, and it's still early. It was still early in the game, so I just let them know, hey, we got this. We still got plenty of time, and we still can make a lot of plays, and that's what I think that leadership roles come into. Because they came out hot. They came out, they jumped ahead on us, and a lot of people, when you're down 21, a lot of teams would be like, okay, this game over, but you got to understand that it's 4 quarters, and you got to play till the clock hits 0, and I'm just glad that we were down and we fought back, and that just shows a lot to this team and what we had to bring, and yeah, we can just face any adversity that throws at us.
Go a couple more here. George Bremer.
Darius, you mentioned a couple weeks ago that you kind of take the doctors and the trainers' advice, obviously, and you're waiting for what they say. Have they had to hold you back a little bit from yourself at any point during this?
A little bit, yeah. Because, I always think about, like last year with my concussion, you be in so much pain, and then that one day that you feel like, okay, maybe I can just go out and do whatever, that's when they're like, okay, wait a minute, you still got to take it easy. And it's been a couple of times where, early in this injury was like, I feel good. I can run full speed. And they're like, hey, don't do it. So, I'm glad they're there because people like me who just, eager to get back, want to be out there, want to be in the battle with your teammates. So, yeah, they definitely held me back a little bit.
Jim Aiello.
Hey, Darius, I know we've asked you about your battles, especially in training camp with Phillip Rivers, but the other day we got Kenny Moore to talk about how he actually helped him in terms of picking up, giving away tendencies on blitzing. And I was wondering if there's something that you remember with Phillip that made you a better player, the detail that he pointed out to you during your interactions with him.
A lot of it. Well, it was a couple of things. Like Kenny was blitzing. There was a lot of things where he saw in my tendencies that I'm trying to show something, and he knew I was blitzing. I'm like, hey, how did you know this? How can I do this? And he was like, whatever you're doing this, I know you're coming because you're not doing it in this. So, I took that. Then it's more so like, when I'm playing in coverage, I asked him, how can I be the quarterback, to throw the ball? And it was like a lot of times when I'm, playing on the tight end, a lot of people think there's a mismatch. And, I just think back to the Rudolph play that I had in Minnesota. It was more so like, if he's running the outside breaking route, if you trust yourself, trust your speed, play heavy inside, give the quarterback the doubt, where the feeling in the mind that they can make that play. Then as soon as that guy break out, that's when you make your play. And that's when I almost came over interception. So just things like that. Just he's been in the league 17 years. He's seen it all. He knows it all. So it's good to have him on our side. Trying to go off of him.
The one question, it's just funny that you mentioned blitzing too. I know the coverage is one thing, but you and Kenny both mentioned, you guys are both really good blitzers. Were you surprised that there was something he was picking up in your game?
Oh yeah, because you're not perfect. The film is there. They see every tendencies, just like we see every offensive tendency. So it's good to see someone who was actually on the opposing team come in and try to say, okay, this is how we knew y'all was doing this. This is how we knew y'all was doing that. So it's definitely good to kind of get that from him.